Here we go. Remember to turn down my own volume a little bit before I die. Turn up this volume. We should be good to go. Getting ready. We have a whole new series here. So we are starting fresh with the overall leaderboard. Series 4, week number 1. Always a ton of fun when it starts anew. So we have the top of our leaderboard that signed up to be in this one for this week. We have Mutt, Koyo, Elcadzia, Team Liquid, Luminosity, Systematicos, Mira, Bonsai, Last Resource, For Nothing, Amigos, Fairy Tale, Dead End, Dream One, Potentially Dangerous, and Synchrony. Should be a ton of fun. It looks like 2 different teams in North George. Theoretically, not really that busy of a hot drop. If 2 teams land over here, you might see 1 or 2 players kind of trade with each other, but pretty quiet beyond that. Meanwhile, Mutt over on the east side, they're going to have to probably leave zone and then come back into it to get the loot that they really want. There's not a ton that they can do from that spot that they were to have 4 people fully looted. Now, Type is over here for nothing. And it looks like he may be getting a little curious about what Fairy Tale's doing, but nothing to really create any havoc for. Alo chilling over here in the compound right next to D&B, where Anzira is currently residing. Close proximity, but nothing too crazy. Team Liquid taking Chinky. Mutt. Got a little bit of work to do. This is the previous 55 roster. Playing under Mutt now. We'll have to see how they're going to be able to play it out, if they're going to be able to kind of turn their luck around, start showing up and showing out to some of these games. Obviously, we saw them struggling a little bit, holding on to Division 1 in the last series. Will they be able to turn it around in this series and stick in Division 1 all the way through? Maybe try and start winning some games, getting up towards the top of the leaderboard. Bonsai. Another team that we kind of see going back and forth, but I feel like we're slowly starting to see them stay in Division 1 a little bit more. They still have some to prove to us, and I'd love to see them get 1 or 2 wins here and there, which could prove to end up being a very entertaining group. Fairy Tale, they proved themselves. They had to start in the lower divisions because I don't think all of their achievements in the last couple of tournaments really amounted to as much as their skill level really was. And they brought themselves all the way up into Division 1, and they were in the top half consistently. And now they are able to start straight from Division 1, and I expect them to, again, be in the top half, and if they can find the consistency, to be able to start playing at an even higher level and maybe even challenging those top teams in a couple of weeks. Dream 1, a team that we haven't been able to see very often, but they have been towards the top of Division 2, just not quite able to make it into that Division 1 area besides a couple of times. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can bring to the table, if they can start turning it around, turning it up, and getting into the top half of the leaderboard, because I think that's what their next goal should be. We've seen Flamesker pop off a few times. We've seen Hansi play some phenomenal PUBG, so now it's going to be Peakson and Jibs to really show up, turn out, and show us that Dream 1 as a team can fully be in Division 1 and can try and make their way up and through the ranks. Got Dead Zone, Paradox, Pirlo, a couple of names that we've seen bouncing around within Division 1, sometimes down into Division 2, but very rarely not saying their names in these lobbies. They have Clausen and Infanta. We'll have to see Dead End, not quite the impressive performance last week, as they would have been into relegation had it not started a new LFP1, taking down Emmy, and Emmy is going to be the first member gone, Toyo. What we want out of them is consistency. They had such a good match week, really, last week. So we're gonna see if they can follow it up with back-to-back good weeks. Because I feel like that's normally what we're missing from Toyo. They'll have a good week, and then they'll just be off for the next couple, and then they'll come back, and they'll be right at the top of the leaderboard. Amigos, we have Vapeskar, Lopez, DNL, now 12 IGs. We're gonna have to see if the Amigos can pull something together. We've seen DNL up here, we've seen Lopez, Vapeskar. This is honestly a lot of the team that was 4-0. So we'll have to see if them swapping over to 12 IG is going to really turn things around for them, help them push even further towards the top of the leaderboard. They were getting those middle of the pack finishes, anywhere from really 6th place down to 10th. They were doing good, but they were just missing out on that little bit. Last resource, oh, are they going to land right on top of Mutt? Balin does spot out one. He hops out of the vehicle, tries to go for the shots. H11 Jr. not able to connect with it. And now he does. Plents gets Balin as well, so that's 2 down for Last Resource. And it looks like the rest of Last Resource just going to back off, not going to have a ton to be able to do. And that's something we've seen consistently with Last Resource, is just not really able to stay on the upper half or even anywhere near the upper half of the leaderboard, usually fighting to stay out of relegation. And with 2 down to start game number 1, it may be spelling a pretty similar story to what we've seen out of them so far. Alcadzia. Looks like Jam gonna be playing with them for this match. And of course we have the ever wonderful Roth. What a beautiful man he is. Rello up there a little bit farther ahead. And of course Cowboy trailing behind. Looks like Dream 1 have run face-to-face with Team Liquid. Team Liquid, they've already taken down 1, and they're going to come over. They should be able to get the flush onto Jibs as Flameskar is leaving this area. Shots coming out. Purdy definitely saw it. Hikerman gets the flush. Rallo sneaking over, and that's a 3rd player down on Last Resource. And they are down to their last member early in game number 1, just outside of 10 minutes. Bruxy has been the crutch of Last Resource. He has been there holding, supporting. I feel like he has been doing most of the damage, most of the kills for that team. So even though he is alone, he still might be able to pick up a point or 2. It looks like Purdy coming over here to support Alo, as DMB has been completely taken by Systematicos, who we've seen fight for the top, and then in the last 2 weeks, they really weren't there. They were fighting in the relegation area. So we're going to have to see a great turnaround week for them to make sure that they can stay out of relegation with a lot of these teams in this lobby that are going to be kind of fighting for the top. I mean, we have Liquid, we have Elcadzia, we have Luminosity, we have Fairy Tail. All teams that are going to be up there, potentially dangerous. It's going to be interesting to see what they can bring to the table. We have Mira in this lobby, so they're going to be up there. So it's really going to be, do any of these big name teams that we expect a lot out of fall at all? Do they stumble down the leaderboard in the first day to really have to climb their way out in day number 2? Or are they going to be towards the top and making everyone else fight for the scrappy points towards the middle and bottom of the leaderboards? Oh, Cruxy, he's taking shots from Elcadzia now. He's barely surviving his vehicle. About to blow, and there it goes. Now he's just stuck on the side of the hill. As I saw that jam. Nice little Panzer in his pocket, ready for if anything happens. Potentially dangerous. Finding Synchrony out in the field. This joms in, taken down. This Coyote also falls to Glock. That is going to be 2 early points for potentially dangerous, who we know are not potentially dangerous. They are dangerous. They are definitely not a team that you want to be messing with, because they will shut you down. They will cause you problems. Every single one on that team has the capabilities of causing problems for everyone else. Amigos landing up on top of Potato. They're not going to have any vehicles to work with. Interesting spot to land. I feel like there's definitely some roads and stuff they may have been able to go towards, maybe even further towards Snake. Try and behind the vehicle, but instead they pull up on Potato Hill, and if it pulls off of Potato Hill, they're gonna have to run down a hillside with only trees for cover, and that's not usually the best scenario. Synchrony pulling up on dead end. Paradox goes down. Falcon finds Pirlo. 2 members down for dead end. Clausen to follow right after that. Falcon and RDG. What can they do? RDG goes for the shots. One more needs to hit, and he gets it. Dead end goes down to Synchrony. The smoke goes out. He's going to get the heal before he goes to pick up Falcon. Synchrony, they may have lost 2 early, but they pick up 4, and it's still going to be a pretty good game for them. Dead end have found their dead end, being the first team out for week number 1, match number 1. We've lost players. Fortunately for them, they are the first ones to go out. Systematico spotted out by Luminosity quickly. Snaker's going in for the shots immediately. Trying to spot out Casagrande, who's prepping a nade as Bizzler lands right in here. Toyo going for the shots. The stun going out. Bizzler pushing forward. Caspitan still hitting shots onto his back. And Gats, he falls to Casagrande. Casagrande falls to Bizzler. Does the rest of Systematicos come over here to support this, or are they just going to hold towards the compound? Snakers goes down to Ribeiro. And they should know that there's 2 knocked on Luminosity. So we hop over to a 3-way fight, potentially here, 4-0. Sneaking up over Frost with the nade. Takes down Peekson. Dream 1 down and out. And this fight still going on. Nades, Util coming out. Ribeiro, does he find anything with the nade? Goes off. No knock. Doesn't look like any damage coming through. Elcadzia, they're pulling up behind where Luminosity came from. before crashing in to the compound, as it looks like they're just going to send 2 for now. They have 2 in the school. Oh, Griffith with the first team knock. Knocking his Shroud. Should be able to get him back up on his feet. Not going to be a worry. Oh, Luke 12. He moved with perfect timing. Rello had it lined up, but Luke 12 with just the tiniest movement there to the left. And he was able to dodge the bullet from Rello. Destined for his head. Luminosity. They took this area. Now Systematico is just going to be able to hold them here with Okadzia on the other side. So Luminosity, they're just going to have to chill in the warehouse. They're going to have to decide what is and what isn't worth it. When they might try and want to peek. Wow. I think only Team Liquid is in the zone. Lopez. Spotted out by Cruxy, and I did say Cruxy can still make something happen. And he picks up a kill onto Lopez. So even as a solo, he is still making stuff happen. Team Liquid, I believe, was the only team actually in the zone still. Okadzia trying to rotate in front of all of these players, but Roth taken down by Baki out of the back of the vehicle. The flush surely to follow. So Okadzia, they do make the rotate. They make it before anyone else, but they might end up just facing everyone else trying to crash into that position. Systematicos gotta be ready, because Luminosity, they're gonna have to move. This isn't gonna be a safe position any longer. Oh, just pops my shoulder. Luminosity, what are you doing? Gats, he's trying to make a move somewhere. He's going to be rotating right into Mutt. He's just going for the shots onto Baki, and Baki is the one to get the knock on the heavily wounded Gats. Now we're going to see so many teams start to rotate. And Zero finds Voxic. Mutt, they've stopped in this dip, but it's not in the zone. Snakers getting ready for the push. Finds Anzira, gets Lawson. And that's 2 down for Systematicos. Ribeiro, the last one remaining. Fairy Tale, they lose one to Mutt. Ribeiro, he is making his way forward. If he just, yeah, he's just gonna chill in this house. It is in the zone. He will have some time before he has to move. 4-0 going up against Bonsai type. Much farther forward, ready to take a fight. As Andrew and Ciro are the ones remaining for Bonsai, but they are very split. And 4-0, they're ready for Bonsai to try and make a move. Andrew, he's going to hop in the vehicle. He's going to back it out of here. He doesn't want to go through the front. He wants to get some speed going to hopefully not get shot out of the vehicle as he continues his rotate. Now we're going to see Fairy Tale. They still have to make a move. Where are they going to try and go? They still have Cloud Zero behind the nade from Plents. Gets the knock onto Griffith. Baki takes one himself. Cloud Zero still in the blue zone. The shot's not connecting. Akim is able to connect with the shots, though. And Fairy Tale pick up another kill as Mutt, they're making their way up and over the hillside. Plents, you gotta be careful of the emergency cover. Don't want to get rushed by that. H11 Jr. waiting on the low side for this. Gonna throw out BZ's nades going out. Molotov Akim tried to run out, and down he goes. Mutt take care of Fairy Tale. And the next team coming over, Mira fakes and already finds one. Baki, he goes down to Quan. Plent's the last one left for Mutt. He does find Quan, the nade going up and over, not quite far enough to do any damage. As they're going to get their couple of kills. Looks like they're going to back off. They know they have to try and make their rotate into the next zone. Plent's has to get ready. The zone already pushing. Baki probably not going to be able to get rezzed. Where is the vehicle for Plent's? Does he have one? If he doesn't, he's just going to have to run it on foot, and that is not going to be safe as Team Liquid pick up a kill onto Amigos. The other three, I don't know if they're even in the zone. Luke 12 takes a shot from Bizzler. It's Luminosity. They have to make their way into this next zone. They got to be prepared for Alcadzia and Team Liquid to both be looking at them. As it looks like emergency cover going to be coming out to try and protect them as they make their way forward. Alo spotted. Voxic hits one shot there. The smoke's out. The emergency cover, but Hikerman gets the knock onto Snakers immediately. Bizzler, Voxic. The other two remaining as Bizzler, he shoots his teammate in the back, and now they're both incredibly low. Bizzler tries to go for it, but no. Purdy shuts him down with the spray. Takes down two. Luminosity out in 10th. Amigos barely surviving Alcadzia. They want to do something, but they know that Liquid is no longer going to be distracted by Luminosity, so they go back to the safe area. Now we just have people all around the edges of the zone. No one towards the center of this one. If this one just, like, donuts into the center, there's gonna be, like, 3 people in the entire zone. But no, it pulls hard north. Mira are gonna be in. Liquid are gonna still be able to hold on to the compound. They tried to flex out a little bit, see if they could spot anyone out, but Vapeskir and Alcadzia evade their eyes. Potentially dangerous. They're gonna have to make a move. Are they gonna do it? Down through Alcadzia, through Vapeskir. Or are they going to try and go to the other side? Bonsai still fighting with 4-0. Zero goes down. And now there's only one remaining. And he still has to try and make his move somewhere, but he's getting shot at from so many different angles. Mira, Alcadzia, and 4-0 may try and make their rotate over towards that direction. Potentially dangerous. It looks like they want to take the fight towards Vapeskir. The nades, the shots. Fauna gets the kill onto Vapeskir. Now potentially dangerous. They have a way into zone, but it is not safe. They're going to have to either fight Alcadzia or Team Liquid. Oh yeah, DJ. The problem is, Mira has control over most of it, so no one else can even send it through the middle of the zone to try and make it to the dips, and Team Liquid already have the compound. So it's going to be very bloody mess until we get to the very last teams here. I think we're only going to have 2 or 3 teams in by the end of this phase. It's potentially dangerous. They're making their way forward. Gabriel goes down as Rello. He prepped the nade. He prepped it perfectly. Lined it up with the shots and took him down. Alo finds Fakeson far off as Glock. He spotted out the Molotov. Does it do enough? Yes. No, Alo actually finds it onto Glock, so that's 2 down for potentially dangerous. Rello going for the shots onto Slabby, not able to find any. He goes down to Nidavon. And it's going to be a 2v2. Nidavon looked like he was trying to get the res, but Purdy gets the flush. Jam steals the kill onto Glock. 4-0, they're coming over. They're going to try and third party. Another team getting involved. Gmo gets the kill onto Rello. Is now the kill feed popping off. Cowboy, the last one left. And he takes down Nidavon. Going for the flush. Able to convert it. Can he find Slabby who's almost been taken down by Mira. 10 kills so far for Team Liquid. They are having a phenomenal game. Andrew trying to send it through the center of the zone, surely to fall here. And down he goes. Alo credited with the kill. Mira, Liquid, both up as a 4-man. Alcadzia as a 2. Cowboy is going to get Rello back up onto his feet. How much is it going to help? And they have to try and send it down the hillside. Oh no, Jam back on his feet. Sorry, Rello is completely flushed. How much is it going to help Team Liquid, the only team with a single player in zone, nobody else even touching it? Something tells me this match is going to be over by the time Phase 7 is over. Mira, they're getting ready to send it, and they might end up sending it right towards Purdy, or they're going to go to the hillside. They might be going for the rocks. Spot that they can try and play, but Curdy with the off angle may be able to spot out a little bit of it. Jam gets a knock on to face in, and I think Alcadzia needed to be dealt with before they sent it to this position. Because now Alcadzia, they may just try and send it right onto this Cowboy. The last one left, his vehicle about to blow. And he's not able to do any more damage before he goes down. Alcadzia out in 3rd place. And now Luke 12 up towards the hillside, takes down a 2nd. Now Fauna, LFP1, what are they going to be able to do? There's so many angles that Team Liquid have. 2 knocked on Mira. The rocks only offering so much cover. Hikerman, he might even be able to pull further up, and it's just a self-nade. That's the end of Mira. Liquid take match number 1. 12 kills from them. Very impressive. 1,800 damage and 6 assists. So not only do they get the win, they lock out the statistic leaders. And that is how we end match number 1. We will be back in just a second for match number 2. But we'll have a wonderful little break before then. If you need to grab a snack, anything like that, now's a great time to do it. And I will see you guys for match number 2. Here we go, getting ready for match number 2. First match we saw just north of Pachinki. Team Liquid take home the win, 12 kills to go alongside it, 22 points, and a great start for them. As really the past couple of weeks that we've seen them play, it's been a slow first start to match 1, sometimes even match 2 and 3. So a little bit of a turn around here as Gabriel has the M16, has ignored the MK and the M4. And I will have to see if he pays for it or if he's able to show us why the M16 is better. No, he swaps over to the M4 now. That is a very, very bright skin on that M4. But we are going to see him fighting Cruxy. He's going to prep the nade. He's going to throw it over. Does he get the knock? No, he doesn't even get any damage. What a shot from Cruxy to almost take him down. And now Cruxy, he's backing off a little bit. He knows that there's another player looming. The nade goes out. Cruxy, don't go back out. No, he walked back into the nade. The stun, it stopped Slabby for a second, but not very long. First aid coming off Cruxy. Can he get the shots? If he can take down Slabby before a second one can get here? No, he can't. Now shots are going to come out. Nidavon is the one that finds the knock with the M16. The M4 didn't find it. It was the M16 that ended up finding it, so maybe I shouldn't have said anything about that beautiful, wonderful gun. As Balin over here for Last Resource is going to be fighting up against Amigos. What is happening with Last Resource? They are just dropping split enough that they are not even able to help each other. They don't have any vehicles to be able to rotate to each other with. And these teams aren't going to mess about. They are going to all push together as a team. And Vapeskar gets the knock onto Balin. And the flush quickly to follow. Amigos picking up a kill alongside Potentially Dangerous. And we have another zone. Pachinki is in it to start. And is this one just going to be straight south of Pachinki? One to the north, one to the south. For our games. Oh, Alo, you are dying as Caspitan hits some long-range shots with the ace. And it looks like the rest of Liquid just going to leave Alo there. He is down. He is out. It's going to be an early exit for the match 1 winner. One of the match 1 winners. Obviously not all 4 of them. The other 3 do make it away up perfectly fine. Oh my god, dude. My neck has been, like, killing me today. My neck and my shoulder. I just don't know what it is. Amigos, they don't have a vehicle. They're just kind of running it on foot right now. They are all together, though. So that's good. No one's just gonna, like, randomly die all on their own. They are gonna be all together. They aren't gonna have to worry. If they die as a team. That's what it looks like to me right now as they are making their way over towards where 4-0 is. They see the vehicle so that they know there's a team here. It is only a 2-man right now, so if Gmo and Flavin don't spot this out early, then 4-0 may end up going down to a 2-man before they can do anything about it. Gmo takes a shot. Vapeskar still looking for the angle of Migos. They do want to take this if they can. Obviously, a great compound to be able to hold. Gmo spotted out. The shots coming through the covering fire. And now 12 IG able to push further forward. Gmo alive for right now. The nade not able to connect with him. And he steps out and he takes down 12 IG. Lopez, he's there for the trade, but he's not able to get anything. So now Lopez gonna be in here, but for nothing. They are regrouping. Both Kamish and Type have made it over here. Kamish goes down to Vapeskar, who had the flank angle going. Type is there. He takes a headshot. Can Vapeskar find more? He only has a level 1 helmet. He's going to have to try and play it a little bit safe. That nade goes out, and it gets the knock onto Type. Vapeskar with 2. The res coming out onto 12 IG. And Vapeskar, he's pushing forward. Flavin throws the Molotov, gets the knock onto 12 IG, the flush surely to follow. Vapeskar now getting shot in the back. 12 IG, no, he survives, and Lopez, he went for the insta-res. So they will be able to get him back up, but another Molotov could spell detriment for Amigos, but no, it's just thrown down to the bottom of the stairs to stall for more time. Amigos, they are going to be wanting to push this as soon as they can. Lopez, he just sprays with the odd. Thought he saw something in the other building. Vapeskar, can he make anything happen from the off angle? Obviously, the quicker that Amigos can take care of this, the better it is for them. So the longer this fight takes, the more likely they are to get third-partied by another team. Looks like everyone found a spot in zone for right now. Maybe a couple of teams still rotating, but no one just completely left out to dry. Gmo doing what he can. Throwing smokes down the staircase to stall for time. This Gmo, he preps 2 different gas cans at the top of the stairs. So if they push, he's just going to shoot that fire, and it's going to be a problem. Stun's going out. If Flavin goes down, it's going to be such a quick push. Flavin trying to stun, trying to stall for time. Is all he can do right now. He doesn't know exactly where they are. They are below him. Last resource, Arthur has an angle onto this now. Slavin throwing another smoke, stalling for more time. Oh, Vapeskar, he almost finds Gmo. Gmo, he shoots it. Both of the gas cans explode, and time has been stalled for now. Maybe it would have been a better option to stall 1 gas can at a time. That way it would have lasted longer. But the stall tactic has been working so far. Lopez trying to make his way forward. 12 IG takes down Gmo. And now it goes down, and 4-0 out as DNL and Vapeskar find the 2 remaining members. Now it should quiet down for a second. Again, everyone has a spot in this zone. Everyone's kind of all spread out, waiting for something to happen, waiting for the next zone pull. So we're going to have to see Synchrony. They are in their vehicles. They're ready for the zone pull, and you may have saw it zoom across the bottom of the screen right there, but it looks like we are going to the east of Pachinki. I don't know how far north or west we are going, but I know for a fact we are going to the east. Synchrony start their 4-man rotate in Synchrony. If they can just stick with it, they should be able to at least take a fight if anything happens. They just have to try not to get picked off one by one on the rotate. as that can often be the downfall of many a team. Slightly north, pretty much just straight east, though, is this zone pull. Team Liquid, they're trying to make their way over. Luminosity, they have a 2-2 split. Hikerman goes down to Gats, and the flush is instant. So Team Liquid, they lost one early, and now they've lost a second. Which leaves them as a 2-man. Toyo gonna be up the hill. 22 points in match number 1 for Team Liquid. Puts them already halfway to what we like to call our safe point, which is going to be 40 points. Every single team, I believe so far, that's gotten 40 points has made it through to the next week in Division 1. Anyone below 40 points, we've had a couple that have stayed up in Division 1, but for the most part have dropped down into Division 2. As Benya looks like he's going to retreat a little bit to the J compound, get a little bit more space for Toyo. They have so much control. They have 3 different compounds and a hillside that they can work with. As I just choked on air. I took a breath in and it's just like, bleh. We're gonna see Systematicos, they're up above dead end. Mud, closest, what? Would we say Mud is the closest to center, probably? So they've put themselves in a good position for the next zone. Even if it hard shifts, they should be able to make a quick and easy rotate somewhere to be safe. Heaven, one of the only compounds left unattended, along with Farm and Snake, as they are on the very, very outskirts of the zones. So it would be absolutely incredible for things to be able to push towards them. As Griffith, he is going in circles, and Jam gonna get some good shots over towards him. More shots coming through, nothing connects. Griffith gonna make it out of there, knows that is not a safe spot. Alcadzia, they have a 1-1-1-1 split. Every single player in a different spot, just like Toyo. Cowboy going for the shots onto Gabriel, who spins it. One more shot is all that would need. If Cowboy could have hit the headshot onto Gabriel, it would have been a knock. But unfortunately for him, it doesn't come through. And the zone shifts. Mutt still in a good spot. Alcadzia in a wonderful spot. Toyo, they are sending it up and over the hillside. And it's going to be right next to Last Resource. Cloud0 going for the shots. He takes down one. Arthur finds another, but Caspitan shuts him down. The smoke's going to have to go out quickly towards Emmy to make sure the flush can't happen from any other angle. Benya just has to hit the deck as Alcadzia. They had a little bit of an angle onto him. He should be able to make it back down and into the dip. Oh, Luminosity. They're going to prep the mortar. They know exactly where that dip is. They know where people want to play. Does it connect? So close to Emmy, and that would have been the flush. More come out, and they land right next to Caspitan. So accurate are those mortars, but Toyo, they're just spread out. Even if 1 or 2 mortars had connected, they would have been able to get out of the way. Mira up against Bonsai. Aguilars goes down. Andrew finds a trade onto Fakeson. Gets the flush, and now he's going to go for the shots on. No, Fauna. He makes it inside Frost. Trying to re-crash onto this. As Andrew up on the ceiling. Spotting out LFP1. Tries to go for a couple of shots. The nade goes out. Frost going for the shots. Takes him down so low. Tries to get him as he goes up the staircase, and he does. But Fauna finds Andrew with a nade, so Frost gonna be the last one left, and Gabaru from behind is LFP1. He gets taken down by Frost, but Gabaru, he's gonna be able to find the shots onto Frost, and Bonsai go down. Does potentially Dangerous read the kill feed there and go for a crash onto that? There's only one player left standing on Mira right now. So we hop over to Amigos Jibs, getting a little bit close for Dream 1. Amigos looking to flex out and try and find the kill. DNL surely to pop out, and he does, and he takes down Jibs. Dream 1, they're going to know that they can't rotate over here now, as potentially Dangerous. They have pushed onto this. Nades going out. LFP1 finds Slabby with a nade. And Glock, he's made his way forward, and he spots out LFP1, gets the knock, gets the flush. Mira down to Quan, who jumps down. Glock tries to jump through the vehicle, but he ends up going down. The nade to the staircase, and Gabaru gets the flush onto Glock, doesn't get the knock, and finish onto Quan. The nade going out, bouncing off the rim there. Not actually going to be able to do enough. Slabby just barely surviving, so potentially Dangerous. They did crash onto this, but they've taken so much. Gabaru from the edge is going to take damage. Quan, he's out. He tries to go for the spray in the smoke, and he finds the shot onto Gabaru. The smoke, not enough to protect his head from Quan. Now Synchrony, they're still on the edge of the zone here. This is not a spot they want to stop. Luminosity gonna have a 2-2 split right in between Synchrony. RDG, you gotta hop in that vehicle and stop it. Jwam goes down to Gats from the side. RDG prepping a couple of smokes. Nades coming through. That one does a lot. Does the follow-up do enough? Yes, it does. And Falcon gonna be the last one remaining for Luminosity. Voxic, he hears the vehicle, he's aware of it. Snaker spots it out, does the shots. Land true, no. Falcon, he's still alive. Snakers, he's trying to flex out, find the shots. Bizzler, he's going for some shots. On to Party now. This Luminosity, they're going to have to make their rotate. They've done the damage. Now they have to find a spot in zone. They are going to have a ridge that they can use, though. Falcon getting naded, blue zoned, and down he goes. Benya picks up that one with a great blue zone nade as Falcon crashes onto the building, onto the shack. And then we have Team Liquid, Dead End, and Systematicos all fighting for the forest. That's a good nade. Should get the knock onto Anzira as he walks right back into it, and it ends up by his feet. Casagrande doesn't find the knock onto Paradox. He was so close. One more bullet was all he needed. Lawson, Casagrande, Ribeiro. What can they do up against members of Dead End? They need to try and hold them out. They need to try and survive at the same time. And Luminosity, they hear the fighting. They see the kill feed. They're getting ready to try and find a spot. Fake, he had flexed out for Mutt and Amigos. They've done a little bit of damage. The nades coming from Snakers now, and Clausen gets two. One with the nade, one with the AUG. Can he find any more? Clausen, no, he goes down to Lawson. The flush coming out from Snakers, and now Luminosity going to be coming up and over the hillside. Just trying to fight, and down goes Dead End. Lawson, the last one left for Systematico, spotted out, and down he goes. Voxic picks up the final kill on Systematicos. Toyo trying to crash onto this Rello. Finds Caspitan. Benya also there, almost goes down. The nade getting prepped immediately. Surely to follow up, should get the knock if it lands true. No, Benya still alive. Roth prepping a nade right towards Emmy, but it doesn't connect with any damage. Elcadzia, they tried to hold, but they only find one, so it's going to be a 3v4. Toyo versus Elcadzia. Roth takes a lot of damage there. No headshots, though. And he has a bathroom to work with, so very safe. As Rello finds an aid onto Emmy, and that's a second one down for Toyo. Benya, Clausera, the next to fall is Jam. finds the shots. Caspitan, the last one remaining. Is Jam gonna hear the footsteps? Helkadzia. They are gonna have to find him. Benya. What can he do? Rello prepping a nade just on the edge of the smoke to try and clear this as cleanly as possible. Benya, who made it into the shack without Jam knowing. So now it's just all about playing the long game, not getting found out for as long as humanly possible. Toyo, they went out with 0 points in game number 1. 6 teams left. And 5 kills already into this one is making for a great game number 2. Benya trying to be prepped and ready. He has a stun. And he throws it out, and he tries to step out. He finds one, but the drop shot. And Rello takes him down. Helkadzia gonna be back up as a 4-man. Luminosity, 11 kills so far in this game. And 0 for Bizzler. So we're gonna have to see how he's gonna be able to do what he might be able to show us. Jam, he was... Who did he play with? I've seen him around. He is a known player. Oh, who did he play with for a little while? Jam is Jam, though. It's not a, it's not an alt account or anything. That is Jam. If you're thinking it's an alt. As Mutt, they're taking damage from Luminosity. The Molotov gonna land a little bit short of the shack. Not even blocking off the entrance, I don't think. As Luminosity and Mutt, they're gonna be in pretty great spots. Helkadzia, they're gonna have to move. And they're probably gonna try to take Quan's position away from him. Not Jelly. I'm giving it to you straight, not trying to smear no one's name. Oh, that was bad. And I regret none of it. Oh, Quan, he's taking shots from above from the amigos. Luminosity, they are still going to hold here in Helkadzia. They are going to go towards... Oh no, Quan, he gets the spray onto Cowboy Rock, goes down to Voxic, and that's 2 down for Helkadzia. And the other 2 still haven't even left the compound yet. Quan, he finally goes down to Luminosity. Oh, Rello and Jam, what are they going to be able to do? Voxic, Luminosity, can they take down more? Headshot and a body shot. And Rello almost falls immediately. Jam, he's still doing fine for right now, but another shot connects. Helkadzia, the vehicle blown up immediately as the headshot from Voxic in the smoke. And down players fall, as no smoke is safe in this lobby. The nade from Gats, does it land true? No, doesn't find anything. 4 teams, Luminosity, Amigos, Mutt, and Helkadzia. Snakers finds Jam, and they find Rello. Helkadzia taken down. Going out in 4th place, and that is Snakers up to 5 kills himself. Luminosity sitting close to 15, I believe, at this point. Pay attention to what they had before they took the other 2, and now they're gonna cross the road, and what a play it is. They are gonna have so much space to play from, and they have so much control over this zone. Mutt and Amigos gonna be forced into each other, because if they try and cross, it's going to be death in the waiting arms of Luminosity, who do have 15 kills in match number 2. Snaker shooting the bushes. He doesn't want any snake to bite him in the back. And amigos, what is their play here? What is their plan? They're formulating something. They have a plan. They're sitting, they're waiting next to the vehicles. Question is where? Where does their plan take them? There won't be a spot safe in the zone from Luminosity. So I really think it'd be better for Amigos and Mutt to just try and fight each other, try and take the other one down. And Mutt, since stripping the 55 name, they've been playing better. Maybe they just had pressure that they just weren't ready for under the 55 banner. And now that they don't have it, they're playing closer to their full potential. But we were seeing them start to do a little bit better. So maybe it's just finally starting to click for them with that pressure off. As Amigos, they make their way forward a little bit. Bizzler with the quick knock onto Lopez, but he falls to 12 IG. Snakers, he has a Panzer at the ready. Voxic with the shots onto 12 IG, and what a Panzer it was to get the knock onto one, the flush onto the other. And now from the other side, Mutt activates perfectly. And they're going for the kills. As Voxic, they line up for him, but he's not able to find the shots. But Snakers with the nade does find Vapeskr and Luminosity. They're up to 19 kills. But Mutt, they chose the timing perfectly. And it's going to be a 2v3 if Snakers can get Voxic back up onto his feet. Unfortunately, now might be the better time to have had the Panzer. The Snakers, he pops back over to the MK. Smokes forward. They're going to be all he has to play. He's got to get ready for Baki on the off angle. Hops into the vehicle and he starts driving it forward. The smokes giving him a little bit of cover. Now he's going to set it up on the side. Immediately spots out Baki as the other two members don't have an angle onto him. So he's going to prep a couple of smokes so they can't try and peek up and over to the side. Great shots from Baki. Almost puts him out of the match right there, Snakers. He's going to have to be wary of above him. As he is, Baki still shooting from the side and above. He goes down. And Mutt, 5 kills in the chicken dinner. Maybe they would have wanted more kills. As what a game from Luminosity. 19 kills, 2,800 damage, and 18 assists. But Mutt, they played it perfectly. As soon as Luminosity took one knock on one side, they activated and they took down the boss monster that was Snakers at the end. And that is how we end match number 2. We're going to go to a quick break before we get ready for match number 3 and all the pandemonium it will bring. So out of order, but here we go. Match number 3. Ugh, get a good stretch in beforehand. Shoulder is like messed up or something. I don't know if I slept on it wrong or what. Oh. But here we go. Wow, that is so much brighter. I don't know if my eyes were actually ready for that. Match number 3, Liquid. They did not have a good match number 2. But that is not the talking point we're going to talk about right now. It is going to be Bonsai versus Dream 1. Hot dropping towards Shipyard. Flameskir or Andrew? Who's the first one down? Who makes it to the warehouse first? Andrew does. Bonsai. They're going to have about 3 seconds more loot than Dream 1. How quickly can they make it over there? Andrew, he almost made it out in time to get that last player before they made it into the warehouse, and my goodness, that's not even going to be our first death. It's going to be Slabby. As Cowboy just runs him over, Alcadzia pick up a kill. Shipyard sure to explode, but what a zone we have. Shipyard, Airport, 2 places where there's a couple of teams, and they're going to have to rotate all the way into this zone, but only after taking care of each other. Team Liquid, they're making their way to Buxan Sa, trying to get looted up there. They will all split out and loot the 4 corners and see what they can grab, see what goodies await them. They do have a hard spawn that they can grab from the garage just to the southeast. So that should be good for them. Toyo, they're going to be rotating their way in. Okay, now it's kind of slowed down, I think, for a second. So let's get back to that leaderboard. Liquid did not have a great match number 2, and they have been jumped by 3 teams. Luminosity, Mira, and Mutt. I know it says 55 there, but it's Mutt, not 55. So they have been jumped by 3 teams in a single match, and now Luminosity is the team on top, 28 points. Mira just behind with 25. Quan did some great work getting them some placement points in that last match to go on top of their first match. And then you kind of drop down a little bit. You have Alcadzia, Amigos, potentially dangerous Bonsai. They're not looking great, but they are looking good so far to start day number 1. And then you just have the tiniest drop to Toyo, 4-0, Fairy Tale, Synchrony, Systematicos, Dead End. And they kind of make up your bottom half of the leaderboard besides the 2 teams that only have 1 point, and that's Dream 1 and Last Resource. We said those were kind of the teams that have been bouncing back between Division 1 and Division 2 and Division 1, and so it's kind of lining up that way again. Dead End, we'll have to see. We've seen some okay things out of them. If I had to choose 4 teams from the beginning that I was kind of expecting to be in the relegation zone and would have to come up big to kind of fight for their spot out of relegation zone, it would have been Last Resource, Dream 1, Dead End, and Synchrony. Right now, all 4 of those teams are in the bottom 5. Systematicos down there are showing what they've kind of been showing over the past couple of weeks. If you go back to Series 3, Week 1 and Week 2, Systematicos were getting it done. They had the ability, they had the kills, they had the placement points, and now they don't. It's just not quite there for them. So it's a team that really has to try and turn it around, as Dream 1 take down Bonsai in that hut drop over to Shipyard. So Dream 1 picking a fight against the right team, it seems, and they're going to get themselves a few points, and if they can turn this into a big game, then that could be their chance to fight their way up and out of the relegation area. And that is exactly what you want out of Dream 1. They keep on bouncing back between Division 1 and Division 2, so now's their chance to show us what they're made of. Oh, Dwam almost goes down. Roth finds the knock from the off angle. Rello finds a knock onto Falcon. In Synchrony, down 2 players. The flush is quick to follow. Also gonna try... Oh, RDG, though, with a return onto Rello. Is the flush gonna come out? It's gonna start to come out. Roth getting some shots onto RDG, but is it enough? He gets even more. Oh, he needs to connect with a couple more shots. Cowboy, he is pulling up, trying to get the save onto Rello, but Cowboy, he's gonna have to make his way forward. Oh, but it's Snakers. The third party gets the flush onto Rello, and Synchrony don't even end up getting the kill. Now Roth gonna be having to fight up against LG. They have so many angles onto him. He's just pushed up against the tree. Not enough. Bizzler finds the knock. Jam gonna be making his way out of there with Cowboy. So Alcadzia, they had the sneak attack on to Synchrony, but down they end up going as Luminosity comes in for the third party after the sneak attack was unsuccessful after taking down 2. They only end up getting the flush onto 1, so Synchrony should be able to get back up to a 3-man. Unfortunately for Alcadzia, it just did not work out. Team Liquid rotating on the low side towards the south. So they are going to be making their way into the next zone, ready for whatever may be awaiting them. So they have a good chance with teams already fighting what? We're down to, well, 53 as Fairy Tail pick up 2 members. Shortly, gonna be 3 members of Last Resource. And there it is. So, Liquid, they have a chance to really try and make something happen. 52 players alive, plenty of space in the zone for them to try and play from. As Amigos are running into potentially dangerous. 13 points for this team right now. They're on pace for 6-7 points a game. We'll have to see if they're going to be able to step it up, or if that is the amount of points they're going to get. I mean, if you get 6 or 7 points a game, you're going to be perfectly fine. Really, to be safe in Smirzera League, to stay in Division 1, you need 4 points a match. So right now, anyone with 8 points or more is on pace. After this match, you want to be at 12. Division 2, you can... I don't know if that's Twire is correct. I don't think it is. It's definitely not. Do legal. As Team Liquid, they had a bridge camp, and they pick up 2 members of Fairy Tail. The other 2. There you go. That one's gonna be the right one. I didn't realize my wire link was still up. Let me... try and go fix that really quick. Because that is not what we want. Chatbot Jackman. We don't want people getting confuzzled. Oh wait. I don't have my twire. I don't know why that twire is there. I don't know what it's from. I did not set up that command. Oh, Bruxy, unfortunately, goes down as Liquid find themselves on the edge of the zone. They end up getting a kill. Mutt just outside of the zone, getting some shots onto Team Liquid. Now that they've crashed on there, 3 more points for Team Liquid so far in this match. So they're already having a better match than last match. 3 times as good. It's okay, Empire, because you may not be D1 this week. It just means you'll be D1 next week. I expect that team to quickly make their way up here. Smirzera, they have their ranking system. They stick true to it. And really, it's if you commit your time to playing in Smirzera League and do it consistently, you will slowly rise through the ranks. Whether you deserve to be at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. If you play every single week, you will slowly get more points, and that will put you closer and closer to Division 1. And the opportunity to play against some of the teams like Luminosity, Liquid. Yep, and that makes sense. Some of the teams opted to play TPP for a little while, and now I think we're starting to see everyone kind of pick back up for this. I believe even... I believe we even have almost 4 lobbies. We have like 3.5 that signed up for this week, so that was a very impressive turnout. It's always a ton of fun to see more and more names try and making their way up, and again, if they play consistently and they do it over and over and over again, it might be repetitive, it may be a grind to get up here, but the points you earn will stick around, and you'll be able to make your way up into Division 3, and then Division 2. And you'll see yourself start to play better and better. And that is what Smirzera League is all about, trying to bring some of the competitiveness back to the Americas. And I feel like we've seen it. Every once in a while, we'll see one of the teams have a standout performance. Some of the teams like Fairy Tail, we've seen them do well. We've seen Systematicos, as well as much as they are not doing well in this week, we've seen them in the last series do well. Week 1 and Week 2, they were fighting for the top positions. We've seen Bonsai go from bouncing back and forth between Division 1 and Division 2 to kind of being more of that midfield team in Division 1. So there is room for improvement. There is always teams here ready for the action. Yeah, I think it'll be a ton of fun, and I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Americas bring, what all of the members and all of the teams that we've seen in Smirzera League bring, and what other players still may try and play, you know? Should be fun. What was it? So, they have it all planned out for next time. we don't get, like, first round of qualifier. Oh, we got Team Liquid up against Dead End, though. Klausen. He's here. He's ready. He saw Purdy throw the nade. Now he's going for the shots. He doesn't connect with anything, though. And that's going to be detrimental, because now they're going to know about his whereabouts. They're going to get some nades. They're going to get some util right into his face. But no, Liquid, they're actually going to reposition a little bit now that they know he's there. They're not going to be able to get some free shots onto him. Alo, he's already been knocked, so it looks like Team Liquid going to pull back off of this one, go to the hillside, and try and fight them from there. I think it's like round 2 and beyond. I'd have to go back through. They told us exactly when it would be available. Let me try and find it really quick. Still trying to watch what's happening while looking for this. Oh, Mutt, they're taking care of Dead End as Dead End is trying to crash onto this position. Paradox, he's the last one left. So it looks like he's just slightly farther away from the rest of the team. Mutt was able to dismantle them, and now Team Liquid are going to try their chances. Purdy, he gets spun out. He gets taken down immediately. And Mutt, they are holding on to this position. Team Liquid, they're pulling up. They're using nades. They're using util to try and push them out of this position. Alo finds the knock onto Baki. The blue zone to follow immediately. And now a nade from Fake ends up taking down Plents. A little bit of team damage there. Probably bounced it off of the tree. Paradox from the side takes down Hikerman. Doesn't get the knock onto Alo, who's trying to survive, but Kant from the hillside is Fairy Tail getting involved. Ribeiro from behind getting shots onto Paradox. Luke 12, the last one left for Team Liquid, as there's only 3 players left for Liquid. Okay, so we are guaranteed round 3 qualifiers in PAS 6, and with a good chance of earlier rounds being there as well. I just don't know about anyone else. Beyond round 3, we're not guaranteed anything. But they are gonna try strongly for round 2 as well. That is what we know. And even if there is neither of that, I'm gonna try and reach out to people in different groups and try and at least get some POVs. That way I can try and keep you guys updated. We'll go through the leaderboards and everything after matches. So we have something going on as Systematicos are trying to dismantle the synchrony in front of them. As Mira disrupts it from behind, fakes in. In LFP1, they take down 1, fakes in, goes down. 2 Falcon, and now Systematicos, they're pushing their way forward. Coyote. Next one still up, and last one up for Synchrony as he goes down. Systematicos up as a 2-man. Casa Grande tries to go for the shots. Not able to connect on any. Onto Quan. Is Mira fighting. And now Mutt getting involved with Systematicos, and behind Mutt, he's Amigos. So it's just one team after another, and Zira, he goes down. Systematicos fall. Good headshot from Fake. On to 1. Now it's going to be Baki, the last one left for Mutt. Selkadzia, they might end up getting involved in this as Jam and Cowboy, they've just sent it over here. Gats finds the knock onto Cowboy. Jam, he's alive, but what can he do? Luke 12 from a different angle. This hillside is just death itself. Lopez, he spotted out Jam. He goes for the nade. The nade doesn't land true. Does some damage, not enough. Another nade goes, but it's going to be behind Jam. And the shot's now coming out. Jam finds 1. And DNL with the trade. Mira, are they going to start sending it over the hillside? Yes, they spot out DNL. The shot's coming through. They just need a couple more. DNL, dip, duck, dodge, and it wasn't enough as LFP1 finds the kill, finds the flush. And now it's 3v3 on this hillside. 6 teams remain. 16 left alive. The nade coming out does some decent damage onto LFP1. Luminosity, they're in the compound that I hate so much. Least favorite compound in the game. Luke 12 laying down below 4-0. They haven't had a phenomenal game yet. Maybe this is the one where they pop off, start to take home some big numbers. We've seen 3 of their team members swap to a different team. Gmo, the only one remaining. 3v3, v4, v4 with a couple of solos in the mix. What team falls next? What is the cause? What pandemonium happens? Mira, if this pulls north, they just need to spread out along that hillside. They have so much room that they can take, but they have to make sure that, unlike Luminosity, they don't fall. Luke 12, he finds Flavin. Gets the flush as well, and that's 5 kills for Team Liquid. Luke 12 gets a knock onto Type. His second one falls, and Snakers finds the last. So, Luke 12, he still ends up with 3 more kills and another placement point. It's the solo. Strikes 2. Vapsker, his head was spotted. LFP1 not able to connect with the shots. Try and deal with Amigos, but Amigos are going to be chilling on the other side of this hill, not allowing Mira to do anything. Fakes in. He is their anchor player. LFP and Quan, what can they do? They do have the MG3, and that alone can be worth 2 players with how quickly it can take people out. Luke 12, he's made such a crazy rotate, and it might be to the detriment of Gabru. Luke 12, no, he spotted him out, but he don't know if he wants to try and take the fight. He makes his way forward. He's going for the first aid kits. Only has 2 more after this one. He spots out Gabru, goes for the shots, takes him down, and now he's going to know that it was a solo. So we're down to our top 4. Luke 12 absolutely making a sham of it for every other player. Oh, spotted out now by Fakeson, going for the shots, but they don't connect. And I think he's found himself a rock. I believe Gabru was in the zone. So now we're going to see Amigos still just stalemated here next to Mira. Luminosity in the compound as a 4-man. And Luke 12, the solo player, absolutely annihilating teams, getting placement points. Can he do any more? Luminosity, their compound still in on the edge. Luke 12 trying to find any more onto Mira, if he can find any more. Then it's just going to be more trouble for Mira on their rotate into zone. It looks like Luke 12 is more than happy to stall for time with more and more smokes. One smoke starts to dissipate, another one blooms. As Luke 12, it looks like he's trying to prep his way towards the next smoke. The shot's coming out. Fakes in, tried to find the shots. Does connect with one. But Luke 12, he has these smokes perfectly lined up. He knows what he's doing. He's been here before, but now fakes in. No, not able to stop him from making it to the next rock. Now fakes in, up on the rock. Luke 12 surely spotted out. Throws the nade. Up and over. Tries to prep another one. Does it land true? Doesn't do any damage. Now Mira from the side. Gonna be doing more. Fakes in, just trying to go for the spray through the smoke. Luke 12 timing it perfectly. One more smoke is what remains for him. He shoots it forward. Bizzler finding a shot. A knock onto 12 IG. Luke 12. How much longer does he survive? Migos down to a solo. Luke 12. Shots onto Quan. Not able to find anything, and he's going to go down to the blue zone. After causing so much strife, he just ends up going down to the blue zone. LFP1 taken down by Bizzler. And it's looking to be another win for Luminosity if they can just hold on here. Make something happen. Lopez almost going down to Mira. Nade does 6 damage to him. He's going to be able to shrug off that measly damage. 8 more. But the first aid kit goes off. They are going to need a ton more damage there if they want it. Bizzler getting the flush. LFP1 confirmed out. Mira still going to have to try and make their way forward. Headshot onto Lopez. Can the follow-up go through? He saw him through the leaves for a second, but wasn't able to find anything else. More nades to follow, but they still go just short. That one doesn't. As Voxic takes down Lopez. 4v2. Snakers takes a headshot from Quan. Follow-up not there. Gats takes down Fakes in. Now Quan with the MG3 gets a good spray onto Voxic, but it's not going to be enough. I'd go for the reload now. Before anyone else tries to push forward. 75 bullets. What is it going to be able to do? MG3 and MK up against a 4-man. Headshot onto Voxic. Doesn't follow it up with anything more, and he's not able to follow it up with anything more. He needed the knock there to get anything started. And now from the side he goes down, and Mira second place as Luminosity takes their second win of the week. Back to back. 9 kills for Mutt there, though. They are having a phenomenal time here in Division 1. I guess all they needed was a little bit of the pressure off their back, and they've been able to turn and burn. But now it's time to go to a quick break before we get ready for match number 4. Halfway through this one. Alright, here we go. Match number 4. 1 game past our halfway mark. 1 game closer to the Miramars for today. What kind of pandemonium will this match bring? I mean, realistically, if we look at the leaderboard really quick, Luminosity, 46 points. That means they should be safe into week number 2 already. 40 points, the cutoff. Mira, they're 2 points away. They're probably going to make it there. Liquid, probably going to make it there. Mutt are probably going to make it there. Amigos, they are on track to doing pretty good. Everyone below that, if they have an absolutely atrocious next couple of days, could absolutely fall. Really, Elcadzia potentially dangerous. Still on track, because they have more than 4 points a game. Currently, Bonsai, Fairy Tale, and everyone below is not on track. Any single one of those teams could still go down into Division 2 right now. So we're kind of seeing some separation. We have our, really, I mean, Luminosity, Mira, Liquid, Mutt. Your top 4 are kind of running away with it. And then you have Amigos, Elcadzia, and potentially Dangerous. And then the rest of the teams. There's not a ton of separation between them. Dream 1, they had their kills last match. They were able to get up to 6 points now. So they're outside of relegation. And Synchrony just takes their spot. That's all that happened, really. So we're going to have to see Team Liquid. They did take back 3rd place. They did hop back up above Mutt. Roth. He didn't quite see Frost through. Oh, the shot goes out, but I think Frost is going to get away. Indeed, he is. If Roth was just in a slightly different spot, he may have seen him hop into the vehicle. No! Rello doesn't allow it! Rello's like, nah, actually, Frost, you're not getting away. I know you thought you were safe, but this is my turf, and you were way too close to it. What is zone pull we have, though? You guys seen any zones like this in competitive? Like, most of them are ending around test track, for the most part, but I feel like this is one of the first ones that I've seen go, like, all the way up to the corner. Maybe they'll keep on, like, hard shifting up there. Could turn into a very interesting way for this one to play out. Dream 1. I do love their logo, their Panther logo. I don't quite get how it relates to Dream 1. But I do like the logo. There's probably a meaning behind it, and I just don't know what it is, so. We'll have to see. Next week, I'm planning on getting some scenes set up and everything, so I can co-cast with someone. Because I think it would be way more entertaining to have 2 casters here, rather than just me. Just because sometimes, again, I feel like I'm getting a little tired towards those last couple of games. So I think a second caster here with me would be able to really elevate the casting, and it would help me build more experience casting with someone else. We'll have to see what actually happens, though. We'll have to see how it plays out, and if I can get everything set up in the background how I need it to be set up. I might have to get some help from a couple of people to get it set up the way I need it. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna, if not next week, then the week after, we're definitely gonna have co-casters for it. Okay, Mutt and Dream 1 have the exact same color, right? Or are they trying to say that's 2 different colored purples? There's no way, right? That's definitely, like, the same color. I'm not going crazy. Hey, let's be serious. I already went crazy. There's no saving that. I haven't gone colorblind, hopefully. That's the hope. As E-Pickup coming in from Last Resource, where are they going to be going? It's either going to be right on to Mutt or right on to Dream 1. I think they're trying to look for some vehicles along the roadside, and if not, try and make it up into the hills. Cruxy, he did find a vehicle. It's only a two-seater, so it's not going to help the rest of the team, unfortunately, and the other member looks like Triss getting shot at. Oh, Hansy finds Cruxy. And a bad match for Last Resource, or a bad day for Last Resource, is just getting worse. That is the second time they've lost one early. They only have 1 point so far in this one. That is not what you want to see. As 4-0 going forward, trying to get the spray onto Coyote, not able to connect with it. Type. You gotta be careful. The other members of Synchrony are right there. Oh, you have someone across the water, though, so you know where they are. You know what's going on. RDG flushed out, and Dwam quick to follow afterwards. Coyote. He does make it out of there in the coop. How long will he survive for is the question. We are having people dying so early on. I want to go back to last week. Those couple of games where we had no one die in the first 10 minutes, those were fun. Those were entertaining. More of those, please. Last Resource. Oh, they could have stopped here. Oh, Aguilar's circling around. Does end up doing enough. Zero, though, gets the trade onto Arthur. Flamesker steals it away. Balin. Is he going to be in a spot to try and find Zero? Who's going to want to pop up and over this hillside, get the flush onto Arthur. And he does find it. Balin, Zero, 2 solos. And it looks like they're not going to end up fighting. Luminosity getting surrounded by Toyo. Smoke does come out. They're trying to get into the Dacia. They hop into the Dacia. Can they drive away? And it doesn't have any tires popped. Or is it still good to go? Looks like it is good to go. What a spray from Caspitan. Finds a good amount of damage. But unfortunately, it's separated out onto both players. And it's not going to be able to follow it up with any good knocks afterwards. Toyo now going to take this spot. They're going to spread out along the hillside to complement the compound that they took. Now they're going to back right into the compound for right now. I just go back and forth. I should. Caspitan, he is going up onto the hillside. He's going to be the one to try and scout, find any info he can. Dead end. 4 points. They need to try and triple their points production so far if they have any hope of trying to stay into Division 1, any hope of staying relevant going into week number 2. I just knocked up something now. Don't know what happened. Oh, Luminosity, Toyo both trying to get to this bridge at the same time. The shot's coming through from Voxic onto Cloudzera, not able to find anything. Black does find Gats, but 2 members of Toyo have been knocked. Oh, Gats in a tough spot. Voxic gonna try and go for it, though. But he ends up losing his vehicle, and now he's gonna just be in the middle of the bridge. He goes down as Fairy Tail was looking over this. Became a 3-way fight. Luminosity, Bizzler, the 2 that still remain, they're gonna continue on their rotate. We go way north. Nantuan. The city that we go towards. Toyo, Cloudzera getting chased by Shroud. But the shots coming through, and Cloudzera able to find the knock onto Shroud, getting a little bit greedy there. Conf, Akim, gonna be following it up. This Akim driving straight towards this Conf. Gonna be further going for the shots, and the shots from Cloudzera don't connect, and a headshot does for Conf. Nade from Akim. Is it good? Yes, it is! And Cloudzera goes down. Caspitan, the last one that remains for Toyo. The rescue mission as Conf gets the knock onto Voxic. And the flush. Zelkadzia, they make it across the bridge, drifting through. Amigos, they had a spot where they might have been able to set up a camp, but unfortunately not able to. A little bit of a missed opportunity there, I think. Zelkadzia. Up on the hillside now. What are they gonna do? They're just gonna chill on the hill up to the north. They're happy with it. Oh, snakers. Unfortunate there. H11 Jr. picks up both the Luminosity. And our first place team down in 15 for match number 4. Again, I feel like that's a missed opportunity for Amigos. I feel like they should have been able to get a better spot to camp that bridge, to make sure no one could come across it. Potentially dangerous, are able to make it across. Team Liquid, they're going to be rotating forward right into Mira. LFP1 a little bit ahead of all of Team Liquid as they pull up. Are they going to stop here, or are they going to keep on going? Looks like they're going to keep on going. They're going to crash to the same exact spot. Luminosity just crashed right onto H11 Jr. But this time, Alo going to be able to find H11 Jr. And Mutt going to be down a player. And an opportunity to hold anyone outside of here as Hikerman goes down to LFP1. So Mira, they still have an angle onto this. Liquid, they're going to want to get Hikerman back up and onto his feet as quickly as possible. Luke 12 finds a knock onto Fake. Now it's Plents and Baki. What can they do? Shots coming out. Purdy, good headshot onto Baki. Looking to prep a nade to follow it up. Fake there, going to get flushed out. Halo takes a lot of damage from Plents as he pushes himself as far into that corner as he can. Baki might get spotted out. Is he spotted out? No, Purdy didn't see him. I think Purdy did see Baki. Or Baki saw Purdy. Would be hard today. Hikerman, what can he do? What support can he give to this Team Liquid squad? Potentially dangerous. Look to be moving up onto 4-0. Slabby goes to the right side of the fence to avoid that nade. It's potentially dangerous. They're moving up, moving in as it's actually Amigos to find the first knock, but Gabriel with the steal block. He spots out Lopez. Now the shot's coming through. He only hits one onto Lopez. Amigo's going to be aware. We have, what, 4 different teams in these buildings, and then Liquid and Mutt just to the east, and Liquid and Mutt both going to have to move. It's going to go back across to the other side of the river, dead end. Going to end up in a fantabulous spot if they can find themselves some hard cover to work with. They are going to have to find Dream 1 for it. Oh, they have some buildings they can use. Oh, they're going to be doing good. Baki going to be taken out of the vehicle by Luke 12 after he hit a tree, and unfortunately, that's just a mistake that you can't allow to happen. Akim finds the finish onto Plents, and that is Mutt down and out in 14th. You see so many teams rotating around this. LFP1 in the glider. Going to be able to relay some information to his teammates. Looks like he might have to stop to refuel for a second. As Roth, he was spotted out by Quan. So Alcadzia down below are going to be completely spotted out by Mira, and the shot's going to be coming through. Oh, the glider. LFP1. Keep it out of the water? No. No, LFP1, unfortunately, going to be down and into the water. I don't know what happened with his glider there, but an unfortunate circumstance there for him. Could spell trouble. Mira looking to get ready to go back across the bridge. Team Liquid, they might be in a spot where they can just camp that bridge down. Amigos was in that spot earlier, but they sent it across because they didn't want to be stuck on the wrong side of the river. Luke 12 finds a knock onto Fauna. Can they find any more? Quan, he's almost taken down. Just a bullet would be enough to get the knock, and it looks like he may just barely be able to survive. He finds a ridge that just barely protects him if he lays down. Takes in, he's going for the shack. Jibbs is there. He tries to go for the drive-by shots onto Jibbs. Now he's getting shot from the hillside. He hits the double headshot as he's rolling by. He's gonna get the kill before going down to Peekson. And now it's Quan, who's just surviving on the ridge, laying down, trying to stay alive. Oh, Alo. He wants to take care of Quan, so he's gonna go with the mortar. Mortar, it's looking good. No. No, he needs to make it go farther. But now he knows that, so he's gonna follow it up with another mortar. That one is beautiful, but Quan just outside of the realm, and down he goes. This cowboy steps over and takes care of him. Another 50 meters or so. It could be a knock still for Alo with the mortar onto Alcadzia. Systematico's in a tough spot, but Akim just sitting out in the open takes 3 or 4 shots, but still survives. Alcadzia, they're still in the zone on the north side. So they have something to work with. As another mortar goes through, and Alo, he does get the knock with the mortar onto Cowboy. Does he have any more mortar shells that he can work with? Or is that it for Alo and his mortar mayhem? Looks like Liquid gonna try and push across off of that knock. He is already back up on his feet, so it's gonna be difficult, but Purdy, with the anchor, able to get a knock onto Rello. Cowboy still gonna be there. Roth a little bit further. Alo finds the knock onto Cowboy. They gotta avoid the nade. Do they know where it is? They don't go down to it. Roth, the last one left for Alcadzia. They look to be in a good spot, and unfortunately, it just fell apart for them. Now, last resource go down. Systematicos on the hillside. Going down to Dream 1. And everyone across the other side. Casa Grande, though, he pops over and finds Peeksin. Gonna get the flush, and that's another point before Systematicos go down, and they need every point they can get. Mortar's going out towards Ribeiro, not gonna connect. We'll see if they try and get them anywhere else. As they do, and unfortunately those mortars not quite as good. Gmo, he has a Panzer. Can he get the opening knock on to potentially dangerous? 13 seconds, and they're gonna have to start moving forward. The knock, it does a little bit of damage. Gmo. Go for it. Kamish gets the knock onto Gabru. And that could be the start of something for nothing. Kamish gets a knock onto Slabby, and that's a second. They have to push forward now. This is their opportunity. They're trying to throw more nades forward, trying to do something with it. But Gmo, you have a Panzer. You can make this work. But you go down to Nidavon and his nade. I feel like they could have been way more aggressive there. And Kamish, the last one left. And the res is just going to be coming out. He's still not pushing forward. The res is going to be coming out onto Gmo. Now a blue zone going forward. Gmo going to be in a tough spot. He's found by Gabru. Kamish with the Panzer, but potentially dangerous back up to a 4-man. And he goes down as Glock finds the shots. Potentially dangerous now, gonna have to try and send it somewhere. I mean, really just like through the beach is where they're gonna have to send it. Casagrande, he's still alive. And he's gonna be able to cause some mayhem somewhere. Dream 1, where are they going to try and go? Right into Fairy Tale is where they go. Hansley goes down, Flame Skirt follow. Casagrande in the vehicle, rotating. Getting shot by Fairy Tale. So Katia, they end up going down. Team Liquid, they're making their way forward. It looks like they are trying to claim the beach as theirs. Gabru, the only one for potentially dangerous, still on the beach. The rest of them have pushed up the hillside. They're taking a fight with Fairy Tale. Conf goes down. Nidavon goes down to some great shots from Akim, who goes down to Slabby in return. The trade is there, Team Liquid. They're pushing forward. Potentially dangerous. They've lost one. Gabru taking damage from the nade. Still not going down. Now he does. Luke 12 hits him with a nice headshot. Now Luke 12, he's got to be aware of further up the hillside. And blue zones go out. They land right on top of Glock. That second one should force Glock out of that position shortly. The shot's coming through. Luke 12 does find Glock. And that's a second one down for potentially dangerous. Nidavon, Slabby, what can they do up against this 3-man of Team Liquid as Purdy is on the other side of the map? Molotov goes out towards Nidavon. Doesn't actually connect with any damage. Nade goes through, does some good damage. As Liquid still sneaking their way forward, but they don't want to overextend over the top of the hillside. They don't want to get shot in the side. Slabby is spotted out. Alo not able to connect with the shots. Now we're going to see nades go out. Nidavon, he finds Luke 12. The shots in return. Hikerman gets the trade, but not before Luke 12 gets flushed out. Slabby, his position is known. Alo doesn't have any util to try and dislodge him with. Tries to go. As Amigos, they're crashing onto dead end. Pirlo, he's been knocked. Has not been flushed. Vapeskar going up onto the rooftop. Pirlo should be able to call that out to his teammates. Paradox, Klausen, MHP. What can they do? The nade goes out towards Klausen. The Molotov into the shack. Not actually where it needs to be. Smirzera, he gets a couple of shots, but he gets taken down. DNL, he goes forward. He gets a knock. And now there's only one remaining for dead end. Paradox, what can he do? 1v3 as soon as the res comes out onto 12 IG, and it does. Klausen gonna get flushed. Now they all pop out. Paradox, he does some damage to one. The blue zone coming through. He goes outside. Now he's just waiting for the push from the Amigos. Smoke's going out to both sides, but 12 IG finds it. As Alo finds Casagrande, who finds Alo with the nade. Team Liquid, 12 kills. And 2 teams remain. Liquid versus Amigos. 3v3. Vapeskar spotted out. Oh, the Amigos, they're getting pushed by the zone. Timing works out for Amigos right now, as they could have easily had one knocked if Hikerman had been looking around the edge of the rock. But now Amigos, 5 kills and a whole lot of work to do. Hikerman, the only player inside this next zone. Both Alo and Purdy with off angles. They're going to try and start rotating forward. Headshot from Hikerman. Can he get the knock? No! The smoke is enough cover this time for 12 IG, but not from Alo, who finds the side of the head for 12 IG. He quickly gets flushed out by Purdy. Now Amigos down to a 2-man. And it's not looking great for them. DNL, Vapeskar, what can they do? Alo gets headshot, taken down low. Vapeskar still surviving. Purdy not able to connect with the shot. Hikerman going for it onto DNL. The spray coming through. Vapeskar goes down to the blue zone. DNL, the last one left. The spray, and down he goes. Purdy able to connect with the shots, and Team Liquid, 14 kills, 2,400 damage, 11 assists. And they are able to take match number 4. We're going to go to a quick break before we get ready for match number 5. Here we go, match number 5. Second to last match of the day. First Miramar of the day. Should be pretty entertaining, pretty fun. We'll have to see how the teams shake out, how the leaderboard ends up, as we definitely have some strong contenders for first place already. Some teams that have performed well in most of their games. But it's not like they've been untouchable. We've definitely had some moments where a couple of the teams may have faltered just a little bit. And if they have a few strings of those games together, it could be anyone's. So we'll have to see how the teams end up playing it, how the games end up going, and who, in the end of day number 2, tomorrow, can take home the first place. As right now, Team Liquid, they have taken back their first place spot that they had after match number 1, up to 59 points. Luminosity with 50, and then a drop down to Mira at 40, Mutt at 35, Amigos at 33, Potentially Dangerous 29, and Alcadzia down to 24. Unfortunately there for Bonsai, they do lose Zero right at the beginning. Unfortunate for them. He has been usually the player surviving the longest on their team. Maybe pulling together a placement point or two. They are down to 11th place. As they had an okay start, they had a few points, and they just haven't been able to string it together as consistently as you may have wanted to try and stay up and out of the relegation zone. Only 2 points above dead zone now after their last game. And you know who's in the relegation zone that shouldn't be there? Toyo. They were literally fighting for the top of the top in the last week. And now they're down in the relegation zone. Like, I swear this team does it on purpose. That's what it feels like sometimes. They're just like on top of the world, and then they're just way down at the bottom. And it doesn't make sense to me. Actually, I guess it does make complete sense. It's kind of how I would probably play. But it's just unfortunate to see. I want to see them just be able to have that consistency, be at the top and stay at the top. That's what I want to see. Systematicos, they were pulling up on Akim, but Akim was like, nah, I'm gonna go and regroup right back with my team. I'm not gonna have to worry about this. Now he's gonna go take the gas station. As I mean, pretty northern zone here. Water treatment. Cruise. Pretty standard. We've seen plenty of zones end here. We've seen plenty of teams play around here. So it's all about who's gonna find the spot that the zone pulls to. Where do the teams think that the zone is gonna go? Systematicos. They lose a tire. I heard it go pop. So we'll have to see what are they gonna do. Down to just a vehicle. I believe the vehicle is closer to Casa Grande as well. That's probably how he got over there. So if his vehicle gets popped as well, then Systematico is just going to be up here without any cover to work with. Gabriel, he's lost a tire on his truck, so someone out there is just focusing on tires. They are annihilating any tire they see as soon as they see it. And it should make for an interesting phase number 2. As there's at least a couple of teams that I think are running low on vehicles. Casa Grande, he's got to be careful. Angles on him, potentially dangerous. And if they start looking the other way, more things could happen. Dead end, they pick up a kill onto Dream 1. That's a good team to try and pick away at, as they are the team just ahead of them on the leaderboard. So they have their targeting set on the right people. Amigos flying overhead in the E-Pickup. Was it Amigos that we saw earlier on the E-Pickup as well on Erangel? Or was that, might have been Last Resource. One of the two. Amigos, it looks like they're just going to be dropping right into Cruise. It's going to turn out well for them. They have at least one vehicle right now. Is there going to be any more around that they can pick up? Looks like Vapeskar finds a vehicle, so they have 2 vehicles. Might not be perfect, but 2 vehicles is a whole lot better than only having one, and it looks like Vapeskar are going to take his teammate to try and find a backup vehicle, so they can be up to 3. Hikerman spots Dream 1 on their rotate. He's going to be right next to the pickup. Oh, what a shot from Hikerman. Now he's going to go down the hillside. Should be able to pick up this package. No worries. What do we think it's going to be? Excuse me, I need to know what's in that package. Please go back to Hikerman. I guess we'll just never know what was in the care package. Aguilars for Bonsai. Just chilling as a solo in the warehouse. Looks like he's gonna hop in the vehicle and drive on out of here after he heard Mira. Should be able to hopefully regroup with the rest of his team, no problem. We are down 4 players. 10 minutes into this one, we haven't lost a single team. The best we've done so far, which makes sense because Mirabar does tend to be a little bit slower than the rest of the maps. As, oh wow. Wow. Alcazia may want to put that into a 2-2 split, as there is almost no openings anywhere on this entire zone, as it is just filled with players. So we're going to have to see teams probably condense a little bit as other teams come in and try and start to take compounds. DNL showing off the power of the Murado. Climbing up that hillside. RDG might be best to just try and regroup with your teammates, but it doesn't look like you're trying to Vapsker on the hillside. He may have been spotted out. DNL is still trying to make his way up the hillside. DG, he moved, he tried to flex out a little bit, and immediately punished by Lopez. Should have been in his best interest to just go back to his team. But unfortunately, he pulls up a little bit short and gets killed for it. 4-0. Taking an E pickup, the question is where? Might be right onto Mutt. Mutt gonna start shooting them off as Liquid on the other side getting taken down by Fairy Tale. And 4-0. It looked dangerous, but they escaped with just a single knock. As Team Liquid, they're eliminated by Fairy Tale, just like that. 12IG takes a couple of headshots from Fauna. Now we'll see, is Mira going to try and take this position? It is a good one to be able to scout from. They have plenty of space to work with. Lopez going to back off towards Vapsker. As Mutt, they have a mortar. It looks like they're just going to be trying to shoot it towards whoever is in here. Oh, they were trying to get the knocked player. Fortunately, it is not going to connect. And 4-0 should be able to get back up to a 4-man. Adzia in on the very edge. Oh, Glock runs over Nidavon. Unfortunate there for potentially dangerous. Hopefully they'll be able to get back up onto their feet without any problems. Oh, Adzia. They had a 2-1-1 split, but it looks like they are going to lose Rello as Lawson gets one with a Molotov and down goes potentially dangerous. Systematico's 3 kills. They should be able to make something work off of that. Mira pulling up on Synchrony. The nades almost take down Coyote. The MG3 does find one quickly, followed by a trade from Fauna. Coyote, the last one left for Synchrony. He doesn't have any offensive util, so it would have to be a foot push if he does push at all. And then from the side, Fauna finds him, takes him down. Mira with more kills. Toyo be going up against Bonsai. The nades coming out from Caspitan, not connecting with anything. It's Toyo. They all crash down onto this Benya. He's got a double barrel as the Molotov's coming out. Now on the backside of the building, getting shot at by 4-0 is Bonsai. Toyo. Still not really finding anything yet. This is a pretty quiet compound crash so far. Bonsai Aguilars, he finds Klausera. Emmy, he's trying to make his way forward. Benya, he's made his way across from the rooftop. Drops in behind Andrew and he takes him down. Emmy finds Aguilars. The last one goes down to Caspitan. Bonsai eliminated, 13th place. And Toyo up to 4 kills. This is the Toyo we expected, winning team fights. Casa Grande behind Luminosity, trying to go for the shots, not connecting with the shots that he needs to. The rest of his team's still alive, but I have no idea where they are. He is... Oh, they are all the way over here on the other side of the gas station. He was just kind of there as Lawson is going in circles. No, Anzira is going in circles. Did Anzira disconnect? That's kind of what it looks like. I think Anzira disconnected. Unfortunate there for them, but at least he's going in circles and not just, like, dying. Teams are probably... Luminosity is probably so confused at why he's just going in circles. And they're gonna, like, look back at the VOD and everything and go like, oh, that's why. That makes so much sense. Luminosity, they're just chilling. And the question is, when does Anzira run out of gas? Conf takes down Casa Grande. And Fairy Tail, they have 6 kills in this one so far. They're starting to really show their mettle. Show why they are the greatest group of wizards. Dream 1 trying to get some shots onto Lopez. Oh my god, DJ. He really was. Where did he go? Oh, Anziro's back. He's back. I don't know if he's gonna survive, though. I think he's down to phase 5 in the second. Unfortunate for him. Cowboy goes for some shots onto Dream 1. They did get Rello back up. That's insane. What a mission that would have been. Cowboy just not connecting with the shots there. He did see Jibs rolling on down below. Jibs, he is going to try to make it up the hillside. Maybe they thought that the vehicle got destroyed or got shot out of, and that's why it was rolling that way. But Alcadzia, they have the center compound, they have a great spot. They only have 24 points so far today, so this is their chance to turn it big and try and get back up into the top portion of the leaderboard. Liquid, they're already out. Luminosity, they're at the gas station. This is the time for Alcadzia to turn it up. And get a bunch of kills. And Zera, the ghost driver, making his way forward right towards Jibs now. No. He pulls up short in the hay bales. He has a Groza as well. Do you know how unfortunate that would have been to have lost out on the Groza? Lawson finds the shots onto Jibs. Flameskir spotted out. The shots going through. Ribeiro, he's able to find the shots, take him down. Lawson goes down to Cruxy. Last resource. Thinking about possibly flexing out, but it would be difficult. Alcadzia take down dead end. Rello with a huge nade after being picked back up. Mutt dealing with Fairy Tale above. 4-0 and Toyo below. Akim just being a nuisance. H11 Jr., that nade is going to go a little bit too far. But Gmo with a great nade from 4-0 to finish off Akim. And now Mutt gonna have to deal with Toyo, who are gonna get ahead of 4-0, who are then gonna have to try and push straight through Toyo. But who's that coming up the side of the hill? It's Luminosity. Voxic gets the knock onto Caspitan. Benya gets the trade to P90 from Emmy. Doesn't get the knock onto anyone, barely does any damage. Benya from the side gets some shots as Flavin gets a knock onto Cloudzera, and now Toyo just in the middle of everyone. Down he goes. One remaining. Emmy, the last one left. He gets a knock onto Flavin before going down. And now Mutt from the side are getting shot by Mira, who are also getting involved. This is just absolute pandemonium at its finest. Gmo finds H11 Jr. Mutt go down. 4-0, one player left. Mira making their way over here. Luminosity, 2 knocked. Last resource coming in from behind, trying to mop up a little bit of damage. Maybe some kill points. Fakes and takes down Gmo. Gats does get the res onto Voxic, but now the shots coming over from the top of the hill. Mira pushing their way down. Gats goes down. And Mira find 2 more. 11 kills. And 5th place so far. Last resource coming up over the hilltop. Quan pops the smoke immediately to give himself some cover. Trying to spot out any of the members of Last Resource who are wrapping around. They're getting to the road first, which is where Mira is going to want to be. Cruxy connects with a couple more shots, but he's almost out of bullets. 17 out for 2 different guns. Mira do still end up finding a spot on the road. So they are going to have a spot where they can hold Last Resource from. LFP1, Fakeson still up on the ridge, up on the hillside. Looks like not a lot more coming out of it yet. LFP1 doesn't have a helmet, so 1 bullet from Balin could spell doom. Systematicos. They are outside the zone now, trying to get shots onto Last Resource, but Anzira does not connect with the shots. Emergency cover coming forward. Systematico's trying to give themselves something to play. Fakes in. He takes down Arthur. We are down to 4 teams. Mira, Systematico's last resource, and Alcadzia. Only full team being Mira up on the hillside, and they still have a fantastic spot in the zone. Alcadzia got to move a couple of their players over to a better spot. Last resource trying to take down Systematicos. I think this will be last resource. Best opportunity. And Zera hits a shot onto Cruxy. Cruxy not connecting with shots, and Zera takes him down. That's a knock. Is there a follow-up? Lawson taken down so low, and down he goes. Fauna connects with the shots, fakes in LFP1. Gonna have to pop down off of the high ground. Don't run over your teammate! Ooh. Close call there. Systematico's back up to a 3-man last resource. Still a 3-man. Cruxy goes down to LFP1 as Quan finds Ribeiro. Rello finds Anzira. Lawson, the last one remaining for Systematico's. Nades going forward. Got to go a little bit more right with it if he wants them to connect onto Balin and Arthur. Mira, they're spreading out along the roadside, trying to push forward. Lawson just going for the first aids, hoping that last resource will go down before him. These nades have to land really good, though. They don't. They don't get the kill. Unfortunately for Lawson, I think that is Systematico's down in 4th place, and there they go. Last resource will be quick to follow. I was wondering the same thing, DJ. I'm not sure. And the smokes dissipate for just a second. Balin taken down in that split second. Last resource. Still alive, though. They still have one player holding on to hope that Mira and Alcadzia will just tear each other apart. 14 kills for Mira. 2 kills and a 3rd place for last resource currently. Alcadzia. I think they are closer to center. Rello is the closest player to center. Oh, that smoke gun I think goes a little bit too far there. Rello still trying to make his way forward. Jam goes down. Rello prepping the nade. Throws it forward. So I don't know if Mira knows that he's this close. Now they do. Fakes in. Takes him down. They take so much damage from that nade. Jam takes a headshot. And Mira, it is your match to lose at this point. 4v2, 15 kills. Cowboy and Jam up against the boss monster of this match. $1,000 damage for Fakeson. That's crazy. So much damage going out. Jam was spotted there by LFP1. short bursts coming through from all the Augs. Nades coming through from Elkadzia. Do they find anything? That one's good. Finds a lot of damage onto Fakeson, but not the knock. Fakeson, he doesn't have a helmet or a vest to work with as more nades rain out. But they aren't able to find any knocks. Quan just slowly going forward. That Molotov right onto Fakeson. And Jam, he finds the shot, so that's an opening knock. Turns this into a 2v3. Fauna finds Cowboy, and it's all onto Jam. 1v3. The MG3 does so much, and it finds the final shots. As Mira win it with 17 kills, 2,700 damage, and 17 assists. Mira, what a match from them. And that is how we end our first Miramar. One more to go. And that is where we will end one more Miramar. And then it will come to a close for day number 1. And we'll be back here again for day number 2. So we're going to go to a quick break. Only a minute and a half of ads because we don't need to disable the pre-roll for a crap ton of time. And we will be back in just a sec. Alright, here we go. Last match of the night. What is it gonna bring? What pandemonium? What excitement? What just in general is gonna happen? What is gonna happen with, I mean, the leaderboard? It's seen so many lead changes so far today. Now we have Mira in first place with 67 points, almost 10 points ahead of Team Liquid, who was just in first place in the last match. And it looks like Dream 1 gonna try and land on Bonsai again. As the last time they did that, they had a decent match. They're up to 17 points now, so they're out of the relegation zone, but one of the teams in the relegation zone is Toyo. I would not expect Toyo to stay in the relegation zone for very long at all. Peeksin goes down. He's surely going to get flushed out quickly afterwards. There he goes. Double barrel from Hansy. Jibs with the M16, and it's just whatever you can find. Dream 1, they're going to be in a tough spot up against Bonsai here. They are completely surrounded from all angles. Ross throws down his smoke, tries to peek across, closes the door, gets back up and into his building. It's really about how long do they want to play this one. Aguilar's 10 shots and an S12K. Grab another shotgun and just push the building. Give us the entertainment we want. Give us the spiciness. 0. Trying to watch for the balconies. If anyone pops out onto the balconies quickly, they will be dispatched of. Hansy, he's down on the first floor with a double barrel. Flame skirt. Andrew did spot him out. So now it's a question of would the shots connect? Headshot onto Flamesker, and now we're going to see some action coming through from Bonsai. Shotgun being traded. Panzer there. Frost gets the knock. Panzer and an S12K. What a combination there for Frost. Now it's going to be a 4v2. Andrew, he was staying outside for a second. Still might have been a decent option, as one of them might try and hop down below, but it looks like they just have a crossfire set up on each side of the doorways. Jibs was spotted out there by Frost. The smoke going out, and they're going to try and clear the other side. This is perfectly executed by Bonsai right now. Forward they go, but Jibs through the smoke takes care of Aguilar's. And now more to come in Bonsai. They go down. Dream 1. They hold and take down Bonsai. What a turnaround there for Dream 1. They were going down to Bonsai, but in the end, it was Bonsai that went down to them. Systematicos pulling up onto the rocks as we got Northern Shift. Kind of. I guess we're really just centered a little bit. Maybe a little bit to the east, northeast. I don't know. I'm not getting a ton of good looks at the map. Wonder if he has his map stream up. I know at one point he was doing that. I don't think he is right now. So. have slowed down. We had the fun, we had the action at the beginning. They did the push. They gave us the action they wanted, and they died. Bonzai unfortunately died for the action that we wanted. Oh, Purdy, gotta be careful. Instantly take some shots from potentially dangerous as they retreat back up into the West Minas Generales. Team Liquid, they have a spot in zone. I think they're gonna spread out a little bit, try and get more of a 2-2 split going, but it might end up being a 3-1 split, as Alo is over here very much alone currently. Oh, what is happening without Kadzia? Roth, the last one left. Oh, Kadzia. All of their splits early game are usually very, very wide. And I feel like it's hard to stick, well, really to get the reses onto their teammates with some of the splits they do. And it seems like here they have been punished for it. It's 4-0. It's mocked up all but Roth, who's going to have to try and find a spot to hunker down. Shroud, he finds Balin. He does end up going down, so last resource, they lose 1. They still have 3 players left alive. Fairy Tale, looks like they're thinking about it, but I think they just want Hacienda. And they're just going to get last resource if they overextend at all. As last resource, the other 2 players are coming in now. So all of last resource will be here at this compound. And if it's not a northern shift, it could spell a little bit of trouble for them. As we are down to 53 players, and we are only 8.5 minutes into this game. So we're not even at the 10-minute mark yet. We'll do a little check back in, see what we're at that point. Bacon, he found a spot. And that is going to have Fairy Tale with a little bit more traction in other spots of the zone besides just Hacienda. But we're going to have to see where this zone ends up pulling to, how it ends up turning out. So we got 35 seconds until the zone pull to see where it's going to go. Everyone's kind of centered up. East-west is pretty clear, but you have people all the way almost from the north down to the very bottom of the south. So there's not going to be a ton of open spots if this just donuts or even pulls down south a little bit, and that's our hard shift, then there's not going to be a lot of open spots for any of these players to go to try and play from. The zone does pop. Holy. But it went to the west. And that's where the open zone, open space was. That was where it was open. That is what ends up happening. Team Liquid, they go down into the graveyard. There is Gabru up on the roof of the church. He's gonna have to try and play it safe, not get spotted out. Or he's gonna have to try and hop in a vehicle and try and make it somewhere else. The shot's now going through towards Luke 12. Couple of bullets connect. He does get the knock, but he gets traded right away by Hikerman. Luke 12 gonna be brought back for the res. Alo, Purdy, it looks like they're pushing for the actual building. Alo takes a headshot, almost goes down. Slabby now getting shot from the Amigos up on the hillside. Tall Gabru drops down below. Purdy, you gotta be careful, can't really peek out there. Nidavon is there for the cover. Toyo. They're trying to fight Mutt. Looks like they're just going to give up on power grid. Gaspiton, he takes a headshot. He takes another bullet, but he's surviving on a single health point. If he crashes into anything, he is done for. He survives. He keeps it under control. He's up to a second health point. But if they crash down onto this, it's going to be right onto Mira. And they do crash onto this, and Fauna, he finds one. Benya appears to be the last one left, and down he goes. Quan should be able to get rezzed, as Griffith was the one to find Benya. And Toyo gets eliminated. Not a lot they could do there. But definitely not how they wanted their day to go. Down and out, 13th place is where they reside. Oh, Fairy Tale, you best be getting off the side of that hill. May have been an okay spot earlier, but it's just going to get more dangerous as time moves on. Amigos 4-0. Still have to try and make their way into the zone. Meanwhile, Dead End getting shot at by Luminosity. Bizzler Snakers up on the rock. Zone pops and the Amigos are going to have to continue on their rotate. Question is, how do they want to go about it? Oh, Team Liquid. Going to be lurking right in front of them, getting shot at by potentially dangerous Team Liquid. They're just crashing down into this dip where Amigos looks like they might be crashing too as well. No, they're both going beyond the dip. Do Amigos circle back around? As Luke 12, he gets spun out, he stops. He may try and go for some shots onto Glock, as Glock takes down Hikerman, gets the flush. I don't think Potentially Dangerous are aware that Luke 12 got spun out and ended up right here. I think he could have stepped up and over. Gotten a knock onto Glock. He has the bolty in hand. Can he connect with a headshot? Get an easy knock. Luke 12 just in a completely different realm of existence currently. Dead End not in the zone. They're going to have to try and make their way forward. They're trying to go for shots onto Gmo. Unfortunately, not able to get a knock. His Snakers, he gets a knock onto Flameskirt with a nade. It looks like Voxic going for shots onto Type. Tires have been popped on the cars for 4-0. And Kamish, he ends up spinning out, just tries to roll backwards. He's able to dodge the bullets, but only for so long. Voxic ends up getting the knock. Type getting shot by Bizzler. Stretch that makes my arm burn. They have the rocks. They're getting shots onto Luminosity. Liquid, they have a spot inside San Martin. It's gonna be a San Martin ending. City endings, they're always something. Oh, Amigos, they lose one potentially dangerous. And Glock surely to follow. 2 health points. Ribeiro connects with the knock. Where do the smokes end up landing? Oh my god, what a perfect smoke onto Glock. More smokes coming out. Nidavon gonna be trying to go for the res. Slabby, the last one that will be remaining for potentially dangerous, that still has to make his way into the zone. Luke 12 probably trying to look for a new vehicle. Dead end, what can they do? They're up on the plains. And they're good. They're on the hillside. They don't have to worry about too much. They're in on the edges zone. They can at least wait until this next zone pops. Maybe a couple more teams go down. Roth is sitting in a corner with a stun gun. Alo gets a knock onto 12 IG. Yeah, Roth is in the very center of zone. Sitting in a corner with a stun gun. Luke 12, he did end up finding a vehicle, and now he's spun out again. And he's stuck here, but you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna go lay down behind a dune buggy. He's gonna hop into the dune buggy, try and drive it. Oh no, I think it's, oh my god, it looks so glitched, so wonky. Luke 12, he does pull up and he makes it. Now he's inside the building. He is somehow reunited with the rest of his team. Luminosity down below dead end. They've taken some damage, making it onto the edge of San Martin. Liquid are going to be loving that, because they're going to be center of the zone now. Aiken picking himself up P90. Roth just not moving. Is Roth even still here? Or is he just like chilling? Oh, dead end. They're sending it down now and quickly eliminated by Luminosity. All of them. For splat. Shroud, he gets a knock onto Voxic. Mutt, they're trying to send their way down Baki. Had to be gentle going into that rock. So now, Mutt, they make it into the buildings. Have a spot in zone. Baki, the last one left, to still have to make the gauntlet. He's in the bus. He's making it forward. Looks like no other shots can come through. He does make it over here. velocity. Down to a two-man Fairy Tale looking towards Mutt. They're inside the billboard building. Meanwhile, you have Lawson. The rest of Systematicos. Down to the southeast. Liquid, they got the center as zone. Alo rocking the Bolty. I feel like we see a lot of Bolties in this match so far. Mira. This could be a dangerous gauntlet for them. What, they have to make it through Fairy Tale at the very least? Minimum, unless they try and go around and go into someone else. Synchrony, they're trying to get the nades in through the doorways, trying to get any damage, any knocks that they might be able to. Mira, they are prepping as much util as possible, throwing it towards Fairy Tale. Conf, he is taking some damage from the blue zone. He should be able to get a first aid off, no problem. Akim took a lot of damage, but Fairy Tale still up as a four-man, still almost completely untouched. Now we're going to see Mira. They had it smoked. Now they are re-smoking. They still have to try and make it across. As LFP1, he throws forward the nade, fakes in, finds one with the shotgun. Fauna goes down to Akim. Akim preps a nade, rolls it from his fingers. Conf finds fakes in LFP1 with a nade onto Akim as Conf finds Quan, and down goes Mira as Baki gets involved and takes down the team that just wanted to push and try and get into the zone. Fairy Tale gonna have to try and make it through Mutt next. Roth, he's still in the zone. Team Liquid, they pretty much are smack dab in the center. Casa Grande. Here's the footsteps of Synchrony. Smoke goes out towards them. And Zera. He's just waiting. Waiting for them to push. He's like, I dare you to try and come into this room. Oh, Ribeiro. The timing. Oh, he's shooting the top of his folded shield. When does the smoke dissipate? When do teams start to push? Smoke goes out. Casa Grande finds Dromson. Casa Grande sitting, waiting. The nade going out, gets 3 knock onto Dromson. As Purdy actually finds an angle onto Anzera. And Zera gets shot in the back. Coyote finds him. And down goes the first player from Systematicos. It's the kill feed popping off Amigos. Trying to look over. Casa Grande finds one before he goes down. Ribeiro. Can he find any more? Synchrony still up. Dwamsing getting res now. Another nade would need to come through to get the flush. Casa Grande will surely fall. It's going to be a 4v2. Ribeiro still spotted out. Shot still coming. Headshot does land. Lawson going for the spray. Not connecting with anything yet. running around trying to find a better spot. Ribeiro, Lawson just spread out, so they should be able to cover every single angle of this warehouse. Falcon, he goes down to Lawson. The flush to follow. This isn't in zone anymore, so the longer this takes, the worse it is for both teams. Kill feed pops off. We're down to 19 teams. 19 left alive. 9 teams left. A-Kim spotted out by DNL. Good shots. Doesn't get the knock. There is so many solos. DNL, he finds one. Can he find any more? They're gonna make it in. He finds a second, tries to swap to the MK, but A-Kim takes him down. And Fairy Tale gonna be trying to go for the reses, trying to get them back up. Ribeiro goes down as Lawson. He's gonna have to jump forward. He drops down, tries to go around the corner, but the stun... It's perfect. He's in the smoke. He's surviving for now. How much longer? It's going to be a 1v2. The smoke's starting to dissipate. Where is he? Dwamsin looking for him. The shots come out, and RDG finishes him off. Synchrony up to 6th place, 4 kills. Roth is finally eliminated. Snakers still alive. It's potentially dangerous. Have 1 knocked. Fairy Tale have 2 knocked. Conf, the last one remaining, potentially dangerous. Gonna be getting the res onto their player. Team Liquid, the only team inside this zone. Snakers just outside. 4-0. Prepping smokes to cross. Snakers getting some shots onto Flavin. Purdy trying to play it safe. Oh, Luke 12, he's looking for him. He didn't see him though. 3 players down in the kill feed. Type goes down from the shots from Alo. The nade to follow. Does some good damage to Gmo. Fairy Tale out to Nidavon. Purdy, he's got to get rezzed by Luke 12. Looks like Synchrony is gonna let it happen. Dwamsin not moving any further forward. Snakers gets nade onto Type. And Type, he had a nade in his hand, ends up taking down Gmo with him. We're down to our top 4 teams. Liquid, Synchrony, potentially dangerous, and Luminosity. See, Snakers, he was heard. Liquid gonna be completely surrounding him right now. Phase 9. Glock gets the knock onto Coyote. Alo finds Snakers. RDG finds Nidavon. Jomson goes down to Luke 12. RDG and Glock, they're trying to take this 1v1. Team Liquid gonna be pushing forward. The shots come through from RDG. Headshot onto each player. Who gets who? As Luke 12 finds RDG, and now Glock, the last one left, and down he goes. Team Liquid pick up both the last kills, 6 kills, and the chicken dinner. I believe that's 3 chicken dinners for them so far today. Absolutely phenomenal. We're going to go to the leaderboard in just a second. We'll look at it, and then I'm going to bed to get rested up for some even more fun, more action, some casting tomorrow. The show never stops on Monday and Tuesday. We are here for it. We love it. We are going to continue to keep it up. We just need to wait for this to show us the updated leaderboard. Should be any second now. Here we go. So first place, Team Liquid. Second place is followed up by Mira Luminosity in third place with 64 points. And then we have a drop. Those are our top 3 teams. They are fighting it out for the top 3 currently. No one else really in the realm. We have Potentially Dangerous Mutt, both tied for 40 points in 4th and 5th place. 6th place goes to Elkadzia, tied with Fairy Tale, who's in 7th. Amigos in 8th with 36, and then it drops again. Systematicos for nothing. Dream 1, Synchrony, and our 4 teams currently in relegation. Bonsai, Toyo, Dead End, and Last Resource. Toyo. Craziness that they're down there. But that is what our leaderboard looks like, and it should be no time until tomorrow comes around and we get right back into the action with match number 7 for week number 1, series 4. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.